Welcome back. New home sales are forecasted to fall by double digits as home buyers and home builders are grappling with 8% mortgage rates right now. This is based on a brand new report from the Mortgage Bankers Association, or the MBA. I have a lot to share in today's video. Let's go ahead and begin. Let's first take a step back what happened in August, because the US Census Bureau is not going to announce new home sales for the month of September until October 25th, 2 days from the time of filming this video here. So looking at new home sales over the past 12 months, it has been more or less on this upward trend ever since October last year. It did decrease in February as well as June, but then in August, the sales pace decreased greatly from 739,000 on a seasonally adjusted annualized rate to 675,000, a decrease of around 8% month over month. And in fact, here is the latest report from the US Census Bureau announced about 1 month ago for new home sales for the month of August, which is defined as a sales agreement signed between a home builder and home buyer. So this is really looking like or acting like a pending home sale rather than a closed home sale. But according to the Census Bureau 1 month ago, sales decreased by 8.7% compared to July. We also saw big decreases in the Midwest, down by 17.2% month over month. The South fell by 7.5%, and the West declined by 9.4%. In contrast, in the Northeast, sales increased by 6.7%. So this is a look at the number of home sales, or a contract being signed between a builder and home buyer for a single family house that's brand new home construction in the United States here. In any case, that's what happened 1 month ago. Sales decreased by 8.7%. And when I made a video regarding that, I said that it appears that all these incentives that home builders are offering buyers right now is not as effective as it once was, because rates have increased to about 8% at the time of filming this video. Let's also have a look at housing inventory for brand new home construction versus existing houses as well. And then I'll share this latest report from the MBA. I want to share this with you guys first because I want to provide some context regarding what's happening right now in the US housing market regarding new home construction versus existing houses. Night and day difference here. So for the number of new single family houses actually for sale for the month of August, that was at 436,000. As you can see, inventory levels has been more or less decreasing for most part of this year. But ever since June, a slight increase. In contrast, for housing inventory, or the number of houses for sale of existing houses, entirely different story here, because that has been increasing ever since April this year, has been more or less on an upward trend, compared to new home construction has been on a downward trend ever since really November, excluding this small increase over the past couple of months now. All right, so let's have a look at this new report that is suggesting that new home sales for the month of September is likely to decrease by double digits. So provide some context regarding this report here. This is from the MBA. They look at the total number of applications for home loans for new houses, and then make some assumptions regarding how that's going to impact home sales for that same month. Again, a new home sale is defined as a contract signed. Therefore, it's really like a pending home sale. So they look at the number of applications for new home purchases in order to provide some forecasts for new home sales. So in any case, for September, based on applications for new home purchases, that increased by 14.9% compared to 1 year ago. However, it's down by about 12% compared to the previous month, which was August. So according to Joel Kahn, who's the MBA's vice president and deputy chief economist, he said new home purchase activity, or applications for home loans to buy new houses, weakened in September as the recent spike in rates push more home buyers out of the market. And speaking of that, I'll have an update for you guys regarding mortgage rates, because that has been surging as of late. In any case, applications for new home purchases decreased over the month, but were 15% higher compared to 12 months ago, which is the 8th consecutive month of annual gains. Meanwhile, demand for newly constructed houses remains relatively strong due to persistent shortage of resale inventory. In other words, we have a lack of existing houses for sale historically speaking, like I talk about in the channel often, right? Down by about 40% compared to the same time frame in 2019. But increasing rates are impacting would-be buyers. The MBA's estimate of new home sales dropped to a 634,000 unit pace. That would be the seasonally adjusted annualized pace for September. They're forecasting at 634,000. According to them, that would be the weakest sales pace since October of 2022. Now, speaking of rates, have a look at this because, again, we're talking about new home sales for the month of September. So in August, rates increased from 6.84% to 7.07%. That's the average monthly rate according to Freddie Mac. So going from 6.84% to 7.07%. Look what happened in September though, a big increase to 7.2% on average for the entire month. Again, this is for people with exceptional credit. Then I'm just gonna mention this as well because I would imagine that new home sales will decrease even further in October due to rates increasing from 7.2 to 7.56% so far this month. So that's a look at average monthly rates. Let's have a look at daily rates because as of today, which again is October 23rd, which is Monday, which by the way, part of my voice, I caught a cold. In any case, something that's kind of interesting here, when I looked at this chart here this morning, this is the yield on the 10-year US Treasury note. It increased to 5%, the first time that happened in many, many years, I believe ever since early 2007. But as the day progressed, which by the way, I'm filming this video 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it now has decreased by 7 basis points to 4.85%. I mentioned that because the Mortgage News Daily reported this morning that the average daily rate, again, for people with exceptional credit, increased to 8.01%. But about 15 minutes ago, they revised that number down to 7.91% because a 10-year was shooting up to 5%. Now it has decreased by about 7.4 basis points. So in any case, the daily rate is now at 7.91%. Jumbo is still at 8%. FHA and VA loans is around 7.3% right now. Also, when looking at rates 1 year ago, the average rate was at 7.32%, only an increase of 0.59 percentage points over the last 12 months. But also at 7.91%, this is more or less on par with the highest levels we've had going back to the year of 2000. And to be exact, when looking at the historical averages, according to Freddie Mac, this is actually the highest levels on par since September of 2000, excluding the past several days late last week when rates were hovering around 8% on average. And lastly, according to Investopedia.com, as of today, the average rate is at 8.33% for the average 30-year fixed rate mortgage. So big picture here, the reason why I'm mentioning daily rates is because daily rates have been around 8% for about a week now. And this, of course, will impact home sales of new houses in October. And the MBA is also reporting here that sales will decrease by 12% compared to August. So we likely will see new home sales decrease further in the month of October because rates have been spiking as of late. In regards to the MBA saying we have persistent shortage of resale inventory or a lack of existing houses for sale, I have an update for you guys according to altosresearch.com. They update their stats every Monday, by the way. And today is Monday. So here's a trend I've been reporting to you guys because inventory levels is still increasing. Normally, inventory levels of existing houses tend to peak in the late summer months, but we're in late October and we're not seeing any decrease in inventory so far. So right now there's around 554,000 homes for sale. 1 week ago, it was at 546,000. We're actually getting very close to last year's levels. Right now at 554,000. 1 month ago, or 1 year ago, I should say, we were at about 573,000. So if inventory levels continue to increase, we could be in a scenario where we have more homes for sale compared to the previous year. We haven't seen that in quite some time. And the reason for that is this right here, because inventory absolutely spiked in the spring and summer months last year, whereas this year we're seeing so far a slight increase, but inventory is still rising, which of course is highly unusual here. It also is much less than 2019 and 2018's levels, though, at 554,000. Back in 2019, this time we had about 929,000. And in late or early November 2018, we had around 954,000. That equates to approximately 42% fewer homes for sale compared to pre-pandemic levels. All right, let's get back to the MBA's report here, because according to Joel Kahn here, he also says the FHA share of applications, by the way, an FHA loan requires only a 3.5% minimum down payment, which is very popular amongst first-time homebuyers. So in any case, the FHA share of applications reached 25% in September, the highest share in their survey dating all the way back until 2013. This is an indication that demand from first-time homebuyers is still somewhat strong. By the way, out of all these applications for brand new home purchases here, by product type, conventional loans made up 65.1% of all loan applications. FHA loans made up 25.1%, USDA loans made up 0.3%, and VA loans composed at 9.5%. Meanwhile, the average loan size for new houses decreased from $398,000 in August to $397,550 in September. So what's basically happening right now is that the number of applications for new home purchases using a loan is a decrease of 12% month over month. But home prices, or the loan balances of those houses, is relatively flat at around $398,000. What this is telling me is that home prices overall, compared to the previous month, haven't really changed too much regarding new home construction. Yet demand has definitely decreased as well, though, down by 12% compared to the previous month. So again, just like I mentioned 1 month ago, it appears that all these sales incentives that home builders are offering home buyers right now is not driving sales like it once did earlier this year. And by the way, according to the US Census Bureau, they are going to announce new home sales for single family on October 25th this year. And that will cover the month of September. So we'll see if the MBA is right regarding this 12% decrease compared to August. But what's your biggest takeaway from today's video? I appreciate you guys watching today's video, and of course, for supporting my YouTube channel. If you guys haven't subscribed just yet, I invite you to do so. Hope you have an awesome day, and look forward to seeing you on the next video.